All right, we back. Reaction show, man. If you a fanboy, you sensitive, you don't want to hear the truth right now, I'm telling you, cut the channel off, cut the video off, unsubscribe, because all I can do is tell the truth and be a truth spitter. All right, we back. Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. Just came back from the game. Had to handle some responsibilities. Want to go live, and I will go live on this sometime this week. Got a hectic schedule, but they just came to Ford Field and beat the Lions 48-17. I walked out and got me a drink after Stafford got hurt. And then I look up, and in the kick return, whatever happened with that, he stepped out of bounds, then they scored, whatever happened with that. Then the pick six by Stafford. I thought it was Castle on the TV. It was Stafford. And everybody just walked out after the pick six, man. Everybody was pissed off. Everybody was mad. I mean, the Jets fans were saying JETSSS. And, you know what? And I've been telling you guys, and people say, oh, you negative, man. You weren't a Lion fan. What, you want me to lie? You know, and I ain't even been negative. I've been very, very optimistic, more than usual, about the Lions. I said it's just preseason. Anybody that listens to my videos on a regular basis, I'm just saying, you know what? It's preseason, man. Let's just calm down, man. I'm pretty sure they're going to get it together. I've been very, very positive, by the way. But tonight it was terrible, man. And I had a really good seat, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to get to this. One thing that I noticed was that they was using LeGarrette Blount. They was using Theo Riddick. They didn't use Kerryon Johnson until the second quarter. And he started making stuff happen. But one thing to know is the incompetence of the Detroit Lions. We knew Jim Bob Cooter was the problem. I've been telling you guys this whole offseason. You go back and listen to any video when you're talking about Jim Bob Cooter. I didn't trust him. I told you guys that the defense wasn't the issue. They should have kept Terrell Austin and the defensive side of the ball and brought in an offensive coach, a new offensive regime. I said that. I said it was the biggest mistake when you got rid of Terrell Austin. Even the times they gave him scraps, he still made a formidable defense and made it happen. That's a fact. You know, that's a fact. Jim Bob Cooter is terrible. You know, you got Golden Tate, Galladay, Marvin Jones, and you got all these different weapons out here, and you steadily want to pass the ball, not run the ball. He don't know how to run the ball. What is the point of the offensive run coordinator being here? It's the same shitty-ass runs. It's the same shitty-ass blocking. They wasn't blocking for Stafford. Stafford was making bad decisions even if he had time or didn't have time. I'm going to get to him, and I'm going to address him in an entirely different video as well as this video. All right, Jim Bob Cooter is a terrible offensive coordinator. This is the second straight terrible offensive coordinator we had with Joe Lombardi. I mean, Scott Linehan, he having his problems down there in Dallas, but he was better than this. He was better than this. Seriously, he was way better than this. You know? But tonight, it just shows you. The Lions get the rookie running back in the second round. He clearly the best running back when he get the ball. But on the goal line, they give it to Theo Riddick. You done bought LeGarrette Blount on here, and he don't get the ball on the goal line. Kerryon Johnson can bulldoze and get a touchdown, and you bring in Theo Riddick on the goal line. And another thing, they got A'Shawn Robinson, and I'm going to get to this in another video talking about Bob Quinn, inactive. Amir Abdullah, inactive. All right? I don't understand how they play football. They put all their chips into Ziggy Ansah. He didn't even make it through a full half of football. Everybody knew that Ziggy Ansah was broke down and he couldn't generate a pass. He couldn't really say the pass rush by himself. It ain't that he ain't capable of it. He's just not healthy enough. You know, he wasn't healthy all season. So you put your pass rush on him. No pass rush. You know, no good blitzes. Sam Darnold had time after time again. Even when they got pressure, Sam Darnold Watusi this way out of pressure and threw the ball. Robbie Anderson burnt him. Isaiah Crowell burnt him. I mean, Inouye was burning everybody. Nevin Lawson getting holding penalties. See, the Lions wasn't undisciplined tonight, or indisciplined, whatever you want to use. That wasn't the case with the Lions. It wasn't the old Jim Schwartz thuggish Lions getting dumb penalties. No, a lot of penalties. The Lions, it wasn't their fault tonight. They didn't get no late quarterback hit penalties or nothing like that. They simply wasn't talented enough. We knew this coming in. Bob Quinn was penny pinching. I don't know if it's Martha Ford not letting him spend the money. He trying to save up for next year. But for the Jets to come in here and steamroll through kick return, that's coaching. The special teams suck. Stafford sucked. He didn't play enough in the preseason. He looked like he was out of sync. On a little Texas route to, I think I can remember the running back. Terrible ball, in the middle. Terrible interception down the sideline. He running for his life. You done drafted an offensive lineman, Ragnow. You put him at guard when he should be center. You know what I'm saying? Should have kept Glasgow at left guard. Taylor Decker, not looking too good out there. Rick Wagner, you spent all the money on him and TJ Lang. They looking like shit out there. I mean, it's just a terrible situation. And on top of that, your defense got worse just off the strength of taking away Terrell Austin. Terrell Austin was a way better defensive mind than Matt Patricia. A way better defense. And I told you guys that coming into the season. I said, that's a mistake. That's a huge, huge, huge mistake, taking away Terrell Austin from that defense. And keeping Jim Bob Cooter, like Jim Bob Cooter wasn't the problem. Like Jim Bob Cooter didn't have 3 good receivers last year when they was healthy in Galladay, Jones, and Golden Tate. And people said, well, Galladay wasn't healthy and now they got a running game. The Lions don't know how to run the ball. Period. They don't know how to identify talent. When they got talent, they put Kerryon Johnson on the bench for the whole first quarter. You knew Theo Reddick had his chance last year to take this job and become a full-time starter. He ain't capable of it. All of a sudden, LeGarrette Blount get to Detroit a year later when they should have got him last year. He can't run the ball no more. He can't get off the backfield. This is all coaching. This is all Detroit Lions coaching, general management, and it's going to get ugly this season. You could say, well, maybe, they just got to get in sync and figure some things out. And that's true. This is a new coaching staff, but I don't think they're going to have the luxury of doing that. The 49ers, which they're a little bit beat up, well, good when it's hurt. Some of the offensive linemen is hurt, but that don't matter. We don't have a pass rush. All right. And not having no good linebackers. Jared Davis is still not playing the way he's supposed to play. It's just an unfortunate situation that your front seven has went from Fairley, Sue, or Sean Rogers and the other kid with the braids, I forget his name, Corey something, I forget his name, Van den Bosch, Cliff Averill, to Ziggy and Sue and all them guys. Now look what you got. Nobody up front that's a difference maker. Ziggy is old and beat up. No defensive to Eshawn Robinson can't do nothing. Ricky John Francois is coming off a free agency. He's starting. Sylvester Williams, he a all right plug. Kerry Hyder's still injured. I mean, it's just a terrible situation. Your linebacker's not that good. It's going to be a long, hard, ugly season. And Sam Darnold came out here and he did what he had to do. He didn't play the perfect game, but they ran the ball with Isaiah Crowell. He broke a big run off. Bilal Powell, their receivers ate. Terrell Pryor turned on. Robbie Anderson got a deep pass. And Nuyuwa was eating them up in the slot. It's just a bad situation. It's going to be a bad turn, and we know Martha Ford is very, very loyal. The Fords are loyal. They don't care about winning. They're going to give Bob Quinn every opportunity to do what he want to do. And I'll drop a video in the morning about some of the bad decisions he done made. And, for veterans like Glover Quinn, it's probably it. Imagine if Darius Slay would have went down and not came back. You know what I'm saying? And, obviously it just, one of the other common dominators in this situation is Matthew Stafford. Through whatever 3 regimes he's been through with Scott Linehan and Joe Lombardi and Jim Bob Cooter, he's been the issue. Joe Lombardi said he was stupid. He didn't know how to read defense. It's the reason the offense didn't work. People forget that. He said that. And it may be Matthew Stafford, but it's a lot of shit wrong around him. Jim Bob Cooter for starters. I hope they got a contingency plan, a backup plan for Jim Bob Cooter. Because he a terrible offensive coordinator. All these weapons that can't make it work. They can't pass block. They can't run block. How are you an offensive coordinator and you can't figure out how to run the ball? This has been an ever-going problem for the Lions for years, man. For years. But the Jets come in and stump us out 40-something to 48-17. And like I said, Matt Patricia is going to get ugly for him. Real ugly for him. And I don't think, if this was a real angry town like Boston, L.A., Matt Patricia would be out of this job in 1 year. He'd be out of this job in 1 year. Seriously. Because as ugly as the prediction is looking for him, the forecast is looking for him, it's going to be terrible, man. And like somebody said, for the Lions are a tax write-off for the Fords. And, maybe they still don't care and will never care about the Lions. But, it's ugly tonight, man. And, You know, I don't see it getting any better going out west next week. I don't think Patricia can solve this issue. I mean, I think he on borrowed time, maybe 3 or 4 years or whatever it may be. But Jimbo Cooter is looking really fraudulent, and it's hard to tell early on how some of these draft picks panning out. And I'll talk about it tomorrow, God willing. But you know, it is what it is. We're gonna move on to next week, man. But it's tough to watch. And a lot of fans were mad and angry and irate. I was one of them, but hey, got me a cranberry and vodka, and I chilled out for the night. But we go.